Yeah, welcome everybody. This is episode number 7 of the TideCast. Wow, it's actually crazy how much of these we've actually done. Like I remember last episode I had to go for like half of it, so but it seemed to be some fun. But today is basically just going to be an overview of the things that we are changing and the things that we might update for season 5. Um, So I know double might come later. He said possibly, but I'm not entirely certain. This is actually the last tidecast before season 5 starts. For those wondering, season 5 starts on January 28th. That date is confirmed. It has to start then because we just can't push it back any further. Um, so yeah, so we had like over 30 responses, which was
Really?
quite insane. There's a
That's
lot of
crazy. Yeah.
questions. A lot of the questions are like really stupid, and I might not answer them, but a few of them are actually like decent, so I may actually answer them at the end. But
Can you give me a taste of one stupid question? If you don't mind.
um, uh, give code. Um, g- give me albino. They didn't even spell albino right. Um, uh, give
That's great.
give me admin. Um, why is greatness an admin?
Very convincing.
Um, demote blank. Like there's some really stupid ones.
No, they're great.
Yeah, I might actually screenshot a few of these. But anyways,
I'm putting that on Twitter.
yeah, you guys have the best feedback for us. It's actually hilarious. But anyways, the first topic that you guys really wanted us to talk about is the season polls. So for those who don't know what the season polls are, it basically is like a huge list of polls that we put out maybe a week and a half before the season starts, and it's basically just a bunch of simple yes or no, like, do you want this? Do you want this? What should the map pool be? Should this map be in the 3v3 map pool or the 4v4 map pool? Like, really simple stuff. Like, if I can find the announcement from last season, it was incredibly simple stuff. Let's just see. Um, let's see.
Yeah, so
Here we
it's
go.
asking how they ask questions.
No, do not request to speak. That's not how you ask the questions. What the hell are you talking about, Trippy? You just text them in the general chat and we'll read them.
Yeah, definitely. If you would like to ask a question, just leave it in general. We won't let anybody speak in this
Yeah.
podcast,
Unless
um,
you're like
unless
league
unless I
manager.
approve of it. I can't. So sadly, but yeah, just leave your questions in the chat or DM them to me. I honestly will check them either way. But I actually did just find the announcement. For season 4, most of these questions are. Would you like to see new maps with a specific map pool for 3v3s and 4v4s? So a lot of people said no, and that's actually one of the things. Um, we don't really care what the community says. If we want something implemented, we will implement it. So we can do whatever we want, but we do like to see the community feedback and just see like, oh, is it really this bad? Like, do people really not want this? Um, so yeah, one of them was, would you like to see maps with a specific map pool? Should we introduce player contracts? A lot of people upvoted that, which was really surprising to us, and that is actually something we did implement. We require that all players stay on a team for the entire season. That is going to be changed. We aren't actually going to include that as a poll because we assume that it's going to be the same. Um, and that is because, well, the reason why we're changing it is because last season it became apparent halfway through the season that um, teams would have players who were desperate to switch but couldn't because of the rule that you can't switch, and they would just refuse to play. And of course, that caused forfeits and other things. So it's not ideal. So we're trying to like step away from that and give a bit more leeway. So we might do like a halfway through the season you can switch, but it really depends on all the views of the staff members. There was also a 2-day rule, so this was like heavily, like, oh my gosh, the 2 day rule. So basically, what the 2 day rule was, is it was heavily prevalent when pre-league would have coordinated seasons with Tide. No longer does pre-league really do that. It's going to be changed, and that's going to be finalized at some point. We just have to do this first. But basically, what it was is where if you were to play in pre-league one week, you actually couldn't go and play in Tide League in the same week. So if you were to switch teams, you couldn't actually play. So it was really annoying. So we did actually get rid of that in season 4, but we required that you actually do have to pick between pre-league and Tide League. So that's why there was no sense in having the rule. So yeah, that was like a 50 to like 4 vote on that. Like 50 people just was like, nope, we are getting rid of that. And then we asked about game times. That was heavily questioned, and that's actually going to be its own separate topic. I'm going to add that to this stream. Different divisions, yep, everybody wanted that. And playoffs, they wanted it to be, well, they, as in the people, you guys wanted it to be double elimination. We actually decided to keep it as some single elimination because what we found is it did not actually work in our season format. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate, but you know, that's what happened. So yeah, those were just a small list of the polls. Polls that you can expect in this season's polling. A few probably being about map pools. So we have questioned the map pool quite a few times. And with the recent disbandment of 2v2s, teams are no longer allowed to 2v2. It has to be a 3v3 or 4v4. The only time that they can 2v2 is if they absolutely, like, there's no other way, and the other team has to agree. So even despite a team, saying, okay, we have no players, we need to 2v2, they can't actually force a 2v2 for themselves. They have to actually have the other team leader agree. If the other team leader does not agree, then so be it. Like, we expect that teams are prepared to 2v2. That is basically the whole point of why we are disbanding 2v2s, is because we expect that players will not have to, or teams will not be able, or teams will not have to 2v2. That is why we are disbanding it. So it's getting just put on a shelf, and it's staying there for the remainder of whatnot. So yeah, 2v2s, they're gone, so that means we have to update the map pool. Map pool is going to stay the same. So updates to the map pool, it seemed like Mud Gulch, Castle, and Road, those are the 3v3 maps, by the way. And then for 4v4, it was Castle, I think Blender, and Cluck Grounds. Yes, those were the 4v4 maps. From what it seemed, you guys liked Mud Gulch, Castle, and Road the most out of all the other maps. And I think that we are definitely going to keep Road, definitely going to keep Mud Gulch, obviously keeping Castle. But here's the thing. The staff team has made a possible agreement, and I was asking some managers this a few weeks ago, about possibly letting the lower seeded team choose the map. It has become so apparent that this map choosing system is ideal, but it's not ideal enough. So you have teams that are really, really good. Like, there are some top 4 teams in this league that are just overall, like, probably the best teams that you can find in Shell Shockers. And what would happen is they would choose a map, the other team would choose a map to get rid of, and the last map would end up probably being Castle. So we are actually going to quite possibly let the lower seeded team, and what we mean by that, so say we are in week 2, say that a team with a 1-0 record is playing a team with a 0-1 record. The team with 1 loss, the 0-1 record, is going to get to choose the map. So the higher seeded team will have no options. They have to just go with what the lower seeded team chooses. So If they choose Castle, that's up to them. But basically, the reason why we're doing this is not because we don't like to see good teams play good. It's more because we want to give a challenge to the good teams and give an advantage to the less skilled teams. Obviously, I'm not going to name any teams in particular. I'm just saying that there is obviously a break. There's a break between the top 8 teams and the bottom 8 teams. So we're trying to level out the playing field, give a few advantages elsewhere, as opposed to just letting the top teams just rank up kills and rank up wins. So it is still being questions on what we should do if we're keeping the map choosing system or we're doing this or something else if it's brought to my attention. But I would say that this is probably going to happen because this is just what we think is the best for the league. So that's going to be included as a poll. You might see some minor polls like I don't think we're going to have different divisions. Divisions are pretty much finalized. But you might see like how many forfeits should a team have until they are substituted out or disbanded entirely. Maybe that will be a poll. Thumbs up for 1, thumbs up for 2, or thumbs up for 1, thumbs down for 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the point. So yeah, that's really just gonna be it for the season polls. There's not really that much because we're not changing much, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing that we don't have to change too much because it shows that last season worked well. There's kinks and there's things that we can improve with the season format and such. By the way, season format is not changing. It is going to be the same thing. Every team is going to play the other 3 teams in their division. That's going to take up 3 weeks. And they're also going to play in a Swiss-style tournament I guess a Swiss-style format where they will play another team in another division that has the same record as them. So that's basically to level out the playing field, make it a little bit more competitive so that we can get some more 4-3, 4-2 games. But yeah, I think it's gonna work out perfectly. But we'll see. I can't predict stuff. So I am gonna make this specific topic all by itself. So to set up some context, Shell League Season 3 just finished like 2 weeks ago. That's where we are. That's the timeline. Basically, what I can tell you about Shell League Season 4 is it's going to change again. I'm so sorry, but we are changing things once again. It is just we could not handle this season. The season format was so long. If you guys want to know the amount of games, yeah, I mean there was 86
it was
games.
based off the Valorant / like CS:GO model that's supposed to take 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's too long, man. It's too long. And it took about 3 months. And I can tell you from taking stats and inputting stats and making the stat sheet, it was an absolute hell. In total, I believe there was 86 games. And I think, if I'm correct, I think the NBA has less games, which is absolutely crazy. If I think I'm correct for one team, like I think that's less games, so it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. There's way too many games. So this season, for season 4 of Shell League, we're probably gonna limit it to about maybe 50 games. I can't really tell you much, mainly because I don't actually know what we're gonna do. We still have to think about it. But what I can tell you is that Tide League and Shell League have made an unannounced partnership. It will never be announced. We're not going to ping each other and say, join this league. But basically what this means is that everything time-wise is going to be coordinated. So basically what this means as a whole, Tide League Season 5 is going to be completely uninterrupted by any Shell League events or Shell League seasons. So we are going to be completely fine. Scheduling is absolutely open. We can have any times we want because Shell League is not going to be a conflict.
Right.
So
Just
they will be their own thing, and basically what that means in the long run is that every time we have a season, Shell League is in an off season, and every time Shell League is in a season, we are in our off season.
so basically, it's not really a with a partnership. It's more like a non-aggression pact where we
Yeah,
don't fuck with each
it's
other.
like an
Yeah,
agreement, basically.
yeah.
But the two of us, the two leagues, we help out each other in any way we can. We're obviously not comparing them. It's just like, both of these leagues forming together is like a huge step in getting competitive Shell back to where it was. But basically, what this does mean is that one of the polls in the season polls is going to be about the game days, not just the times, the game days themselves. So, I personally want to move the games to Saturday and Sunday. Friday is a terrible day to have games because scheduling wise, we have teams that are relatively regional to like the Pacific area, so like California, the west coast of the US. But pretty much like we have teams all over the globe. And so every single week during season 4, I had to basically poll team leaders and say, okay, when do you guys want games? We had an EU team that had to play the first game on Saturday, which was an absolute crazy, crazy experience because, like, scheduling wise, that was just impossible. There was no way I
Yeah.
could do that. And this season, we have 2 EU teams, so it's going to be even harder. So that's why I think that we are going to be moving. I don't even think we're going to pull for it. I think we're just going to straight up move the games to Saturday and Sunday. When it comes to times, I think it's going to be relatively the same 4 p.m. CST to 6 p.m. CST. That's pretty good for OCE teams because if you're an OCE team or if you're a team that has like a few OC players, I know like PLG. Actually, PLG is mainly US. I don't even know if we have like primarily OC teams. So that might actually be a problem. But I know for a fact that E2G and HDS are 2 major EU teams, and they have
Yeah.
pretty EU rosters. E2G is actually
I wish
100% EU.
I wish USA was EU. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. But basically, I think 4 p.m. CST is like the earliest we're gonna do it. We might do 3 p.m. CST, but every 40 minutes there will be a game. That's basically that's never gonna change. We're not gonna do it like every hour because then we have to when we're streaming.
All right, I just want to say that I see War wants to talk.
War, BLZ War.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
You mean
sure.
Krieg?
He can come. The little Krieg man.
I can only stage moderators. I can move people to speak.
Yes, that is correct.
Here, invite there. I invited him.
Where was I? But yeah, I think that we're gonna basically be keeping the same times every 40 minutes because the streamer. That is the only reason why we need to keep it at every 40 minutes because, Coyote can speak on this. Streamers don't like to just leave their streams on an overlay for like an hour.
God, yeah.
It's
I
like
hate it.
because their PC starts to run, the fan on it just starts to go haywire.
Do you
like it's
know
just
how hot my room gets on a Saturday when I'm streaming for
I
like
I
3
can't
to
even
4
imagine,
hours?
man. I mean, it's crazy because like
I'm like half naked and I take my shirt off sometimes. I'm sweating, man.
And you're
Like-
not using a face cam?
Well, I only stream with Facecam for like 2 hours, so it's fine. But I'm not.
yeah, of course. But I mean, yeah, it's like so reason why we have it every 40 minutes is because we want to give streamers the opportunity to just like go right into one game, get that game done. Once that game is done, then they can just go right into the schedule overlay and then maybe spend 5 minutes on it talking with commentators about the next match, what is there to be expected of the teams, what is to look out for, and then go right into it because the goal is that we won't have to follow the schedule. So like the goal is that we can just go boom, 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 get the games done. And that's why we might even have 2 sets of referees. So basically what that means is we will have one set of referees ready for one game, and then when that time comes up, so around like say it's the 4:40 game, while the 4 CST game is going, when it gets to around 4:25, 4:30 ish, the second group of referees will get the next game going with verification. So that way, we really don't have to have any intern period when it comes to in between games, and we can just go right into it. Um, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's gonna be relatively quick. It's gonna be relatively easy to just go right into the next game. And I think the streamers will be quite happy. We're gonna have a lot more streamers this season, which is great because um, we are reaching out to a bunch more streamers. So there, we found some streamers that are willing to possibly stream for us. We just have to make contracts. So basically, what that means is like they can't exactly like do any. Well, actually, we might let them do some personal promo, but like you can't have your own personal overlays. You have to use ours.
Yeah.
Because it's not a personalized stream.
I
And
was
they
thinking,
will
yeah.
they'll obviously have to stream on our Twitch. So
Right.
um, and then we're also going to be starting to run ads. We have come to the point where we can start to run ads. So we might do a few ad breaks in between rounds. We can't really run them constantly, but maybe we'll even add some bits or some channel points. It really depends. We don't really stream anytime other than games, so maybe we will, maybe we won't. It really depends, but we'll see what happens. It's really up to stream managers of every league. They can do whatever they want. I don't really care. But yeah, game days they're gonna switch. So yeah, it's huge. So on the topic of season 5, the trailer is coming out. And this is gonna be really quick.
About how Len's got suspended for 6 years.
Oh,
Like,
What happened?
why 6 years? Like, what's the point?
well, that's unfortunate. Well,
Why are you breathing so hard? All right. So wait, he got banned for 6 years?
yeah.
Not
What do you do?
banned, but he
So
got
I've heard.
suspended.
Apparently
What do you
for hacks.
Admitted to hacking. Like,
No.
why?
He gets unsuspended in 2028.
Actually, 2028 is my college graduation year, so I'll be back to see him get unsuspended.
What are you gonna major in?
It might be mine too.
I don't know, actually. I don't really know.
You could do like computer science or something, or you could do like music and be like a trumpet.
True, yeah,
You're gonna
I could
major
do
in
that.
Trumpeting?
No, major in. Oh, you could do music therapy. Maybe.
Yeah, I've actually, some people have
It's a
talked to me
thing,
about
okay,
that.
it's
I might
actually-
actually do that.
Yeah, my sister does majors in music therapy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Because like, how does that relate to
Wait.
therapy? Like,
Does it matter if we're off topic or should?
Music is
Yeah, I mean,
you
we
know,
can take a few
every
breaks.
podcast has an off-topic section.
Okay.
on it.
Yeah,
Fine.
Shellcast always went off topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I just want to say that music is therapy. Like, listening to some hyper rap and stuff.
Yeah, it
That's
always
therapy.
is.
First of all, you got a weird kind of therapy, but whatever. But the thing is, like, what? So it's music therapy, so you can just like play a song, record it, and play it for someone else, and they're fine.
So not necessarily. A good example of music therapy would have you ever seen like AGT, like America's Got Talent, and there
Yeah,
was this one
yeah.
dude with Down syndrome that played the piano. Oh, no, yeah, he had Down syndrome and he was blind, I think.
What's funny about that?
Hell.
He played the piano so incredibly well.
Right?
Dude, yeah, I mean,
He
there's
went to
there's like
music
insane
therapy.
talents when it comes to
Sorry.
just like people you would least expect it. They happen to have talents.
Speaking of Down syndrome, I was learning about
Oh my god!
in biology the other day. We were talking about all the like X chromosomes and how if you have like one extra in different places, they can cause different kind of syndromes. Like
What?
there's some other ones
Concerning.
in different spots. I think.
Anyways,
Anyways, okay.
This is TideCast.
Our word on the stream.
Back on the topic. So yeah, there's gonna be a trailer for season 5. I think like everybody has been leaked this. That's mainly my fault, but um, that's why the YouTube chat and the staff server has just been blowing crazy. But basically, this is going to be made by some like I think in total there's going to be about 7 to 10 editors working on this.
Oh my
Um, so a few of the scenes are actually already done, but it's going to be through Blender. It's going to be through just general cinematics. Um, but yeah, there's a lot that's been going into this, and we're gonna get it done at some point. I don't know if we can get it done before season 5, but we'll make it work. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. That's really all I had to say. It's just we have a season 5 trailer. There's also gonna be an announcements video. Normally there is one. It's basically where we just talk about all the different rule changes. That normally comes out the week before the season starts, and all team leaders are required to watch it. So if they don't watch it, then we're just gonna straight up disband their team. So yeah, I think it'll be really fun. I'm really excited to see how this trailer pans out and see how it works out and see how many viewers it actually gets. Um, so next up we have content creator partnerships. Tide League, there's no bias in this. Actually, there is, but Tide League is right now probably one of the best leagues for content creator partnerships. We have a very, very good relationship with Blue Wizard Digital content creators and other content creators, and it has completely shaped the way that our league has been growing over the past few months. So, like, an example of this most recently, Gray's Ocean, he is partnering with us during these Twitch drops, and I think in the future as well. I think this is just permanent. But basically, there's a timer and there's also an alias command so that people can join Shell League, or not join Shell League, join Tide League at any point they want during the stream. So yeah, we gained quite a few members from it. We've got ourselves back up to where we were about a month ago. So our new member retention rate is skyrocketing. It's getting better. So we're hoping to keep it up. But honestly, we'll see. I have no idea. But yeah, it's great the fact that we can have these opportunities to partner with these amazing creators like JW, Gray's Ocean, because really we need all the promo we can get. And content creators are really the only place that we can get it because there's really nowhere else. We can do as much promoting on our side as we want, but in reality, we have to go where the major source of the game's income and the game's viewership is, and that's all the content creators. During these trip drops, I've watched every single streamer who has actually streamed. I think every single streamer has streamed. Um, I still have yet to watch Ocon's stream, so I have to see that one. I actually already have 4 of the items out of the 8, so I still need Ocon. I just actually got the Shanti GG one, and I need the Serpius one, as well as the Mandrake Plays one. Yeah, so those 4 I still do need, but I have most of them. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Oh, and I also need the what's it? The Liarpold one. I have yet to get the Liarpold hat. So those are the 4. I've gotten the BWD one. I've gotten the JW Gray's Ocean, and then Shanti. Those are the 4 I've gotten. So I still need to get 4 more. But you have 2 weeks. There's 2 weeks to do this. We've gotten so much promotion from this. So yeah, it's great. So yeah, we'll keep up the good work. If you were wondering like how many viewers these streamers do actually get, it is quite a lot. I've seen, I know on Gray's stream yesterday on the opening day of these Twitch drops, Gray actually hit 600 viewers, I think, which is absolutely incredible. That's a record for him. He also hit 10,000 followers, which means he's now a partnered creator. JW is almost at 10,000. The average I've seen is like 350 viewers, which is absolutely insane. I mean, we were going crazy when we reached 140 viewers that one time on stream back in like May. Um, that was for an Ares EXL game.
How do I get pardoned? I'm doing this.
That
I
was
want content.
that was crazy though. If only we were to keep that up, because we could have actually been an affiliate for Twitch, so that would have been cool. But we can't obviously get that many viewers. It was really just a one-time thing, because that was the only time Ares and EXL were actually going to play each other. But yeah, content creators, you guys, keep doing that stuff. Whatever you guys do, like streaming, YouTube videos, whatnot. Keep promoting us as well. We'll keep promoting you as long as you guys can keep promoting us. So the next thing is, should we do more major off-seed events like the 2v2 tournament? So this was not really a question. It was more of like, yes, we are going to keep doing these. There are events that we have lined up for the rest of the year. But this 2v2 tournament was highly successful. We were so glad to see 32 duos. And it's taken us almost a week to actually finish the tournament due to some scheduling conflicts and the game updating. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy how much activity we've gotten from this one tournament. Our hope is that we can just get more rare prizes. Our goals, so we might actually hold a 1v1 tournament sometime in the summer, and that will be probably 3 place prizes, I think. Yeah, I think top 3 finishes are gonna get prizes. And I think we were thinking of doing a buck crack shot for first, maybe a buck pistol. Second place would get probably a Star Wars crack shot maybe. Third place would get probably a skull bandana. So and then we might do like runners up, like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th all get like nukes and pistols or something. I don't know, we'll see. It's really just like loosely planned, but it's possible. So yeah, we're gonna definitely do more. Newsletter, that's really the final topic before we end it for today. But I've had the idea in my head for a while, and I've sort of been like,
TideCast is never ending.
yeah, it never ends. It's just infinite. We're just here 24/7. But basically, like, what a newsletter would be in this context is basically it would be sort of like an overview of what happened that week. So like game-wise, like what team beat what. We might have like some conflicts. So we might have like a story on some conflicts that happened that week. And then some just general news about like what is to come. And then probably some like, maybe prediction thing where we highlight some predictions that were correct. And then maybe some other stuff. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. We're also working on a testimonial project. If you don't know what a testimonial is, it is basically something that you write for a group, organization, whatnot, that you think has sort of changed your life for the better. I mean, it's not like this serious, but basically what a Tide League testimonial would be is basically like you would say like a few sentences or 2 sentences max probably, like what you like about Tide League, like how Tide League has helped you, how Tide League has affected you. And it's normally, I would say, most testimonials are like positive responses, and nothing's really negative. So yeah, we might do that at some point. Probably not, but there's a bunch of ideas that we've had, and we're just sort of thinking about what should we do, what is stuff that we can implement. I mean, there's so much we could do, and we're like, what could we do? Like, we could do a newsletter, we could do like this and this and this. Like, it's so crazy. So I mean, another thing that we could do, and this actually might happen, it's almost guaranteed to happen, but we may actually make a website. We also might actually make a store. So this is a really long shot, and it's been run up many times. Tide League merchandise. All right, I don't know if this is something that we could do, but
Let's do it now.
Tide League, I mean, imagine like a Tide League shirt. Of course, like if we're gonna do this, we need to find that logo that we're going to have for the remainder of Tide League's existence. Because this logo right now is not exactly cutting it. It's decent, but there is a few things that I personally need changed about it. But yeah, maybe it's something that we might do in the future. The website is gonna get worked on, but it won't be out for a really long time.
Just remember, this is a league for a egg game.
It's a leak for much more now.
I'm not sure. Okay.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. Shelly had all this stuff back then. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Questions there, like I said, there was like many random questions that I don't think I'm going to answer, but there was a very small percentage of you that actually wrote decent questions for me to answer. So one question is, when, or actually, let me rephrase this because it's kind of phrased weird. So I think what this person is asking is, are staff applications open 24/7? So yes, staff applications are open 24/7. If you would like to apply for a staff position, you have to go to a channel. It is called hashtag, or I guess, yeah, I mean, you could just say it like hashtag staff applications, but if you go to the server, there's a channel under the league navigation category called staff applications. Jetstream, no chance, get out. I'm joking. If you want to come, I don't suggest it, but whatever. No. No, we are not doing that. That's not going to happen. No. But yeah, it's in that channel if you want to go. A lot of people, or I guess a lot of managers post their staff applications there. They get a million DMs constantly, totally. It's really not actually a million. It's not money actually. I know because I'm a stats manager, so I really get I've gotten 2 DMs in the last month. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential with some of these ideas. One thing that is to be leaked. It's a common thing that we do on this episode, or I guess this podcast in general, that we leak one thing that the public wouldn't know.
I heard that there was another admin spot open.
Oh no, that's been filled by FBI.
I mean, I just heard.
I realized that I never announced that FBI got admin. I feel bad now, but it's fine. He understands. Yeah. He knows. He's had his time.
I feel like he's had it for a while now.
But this is something that not even the managers know. Blank knows about it, and some of the admins do. I don't think Double or Greatness knows, and I don't even think Andy knows. I'm actually not sure. Actually, I think it's just me and Blank.
You've piqued my interest.
This off-season event for the season 6 off-season, there's going to be a content creator event, featuring a few partner and affiliate content creators, along with some smaller content creators. So it is still to be announced and to be determined on what it actually is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like a 1v1 tournament. I don't think that's really necessary, but we may do some scrims. We might have say Gray's Ocean and JW Barry pick a few CCs to have on their team, and then we might have another few content creators pick a few teams, and then we might do a bracket, something like that. We will see. I'm not entirely sure. But that is something that I need to just think about and think about the logistics of it and such that we can actually make it happen. But yeah, that's my leak to you guys. It's a huge leak, but it is probably going to happen. We're going to do something with the CCs because the content creators have been so they've been so helpful in promoting. A huge thanks to Gray's Ocean for letting us get promoted on his stream. I think that's 24/7. I think that's going to be something that we do permanently, but we'll see. It's absolutely great that we get all this promotion, so we're going to keep up the good relations with the CCs, and we'll go from there. I didn't exactly touch on season prizes. We touched on that last time. I just got asked this in DMs. And this was also a question. What are the confirmed season prizes? So we decided so originally we were going to go with flame crack shots. I've decided, no, we are not going to do this. And there's reasons behind this. Basically, I actually don't really want to explain this, but basically, to sum it all up, Code League and non-Code League. Code League equals league that is really good when it comes to prizes, and it has the best prizes you can imagine and all this stuff, but it's not active, and it's generally not a good experience because all the members are just sort of active during the game times, and it's not really a good experience.
It's really lame.
It's just sort of you go and play, and that's it. There's nothing else that happens.
It's I'm not sure if it would be fine to say it's like shell ranked almost, where it's just there's no really community. You just go there, play, and that's it.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Tide League is a community.
Yeah, that's basically that's what we're going for. So we originally were gonna have the prizes be 10 flame crack shots for first place, and then I was sort of thinking about the sort of logistics of that, and what would that do? Would that sort of create this to be more of a Code League? So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the prizes for what we have right now. So that being a random buck or albino. It was going to be of choice, but we realized that is an extremely hard choice for someone to make between a buck or albino. So it's going to be completely random. This is just going to be okay, buck or albino, here you go. This is the code. So that's going to be for MVP. First place is Red Goggles. Second place is, I think, Star Wars Crack Shots. And what we're going to do is the first place will actually get the choice between the two. So we're going to go to each player that actually played and made an impact. And basically from there, we'll just hand out the prizes for what was left to the second place team. And we might actually even have a third place prize. We might have 5 skull bandanas for the third place. I've thought about it, and there's really no purpose in having a third place game unless someone on either of those teams is actually in the running for MVP. So we might actually have a third place game so that third place actually gets something, and it's worth it for them. So it probably won't be anything huge, but I think maybe 5 skull bandanas, maybe 5 stressed out stamps for the bottom 5 people. Well, it's all something that we'll think about, but it has to be put into a document, sent off, and will be discussed in our little convo with Wizard support in the coming days.
Just something to give actual meaning to the third, fourth place.
Yeah, there's I mean, I'm pretty sure the only third place game we've had that was actually meaningful was the Tide Free League season 2. No, that was season 3 actually. Was it?
It was season. No, it was season 2, I think.
I don't even know, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know my leagues.
You have 4. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I do. It's all up there. But I vividly remember because it was me and Thani that streamed that game. And that was such a fun game. It was, I think, Pana that got MVP. But the thing about it was, Pana was actually in the running for MVP, but his team didn't make it to the top 2 finishes. But that third place game actually got him his MVP. So that's why it was crucial, because it actually equals the amount of games that the playoff teams play. So it's completely fair, and it's all good. So yeah, that's really the only reason why we'd have it, is if there was prizes along with it. There's also been talks of having another MVP prize for the second place MVP. The item code for that is up for grabs. It might be an astronaut helmet or something. It would be probably rarer than the red goggles. But it's all gonna get chosen. We might do like a one flame like that. It's all up for grabs, guys. I mean, we're still just like, we were supposed to have this done like weeks ago and like sent off to Wiz, and then we were just gonna send off like a few other things and just talk about, okay, this is what we're doing. But it's like we've come to this point and we're just like, you know what, like we can do so much. It's just a matter of what do we actually do, because we can't just like say, oh, this is what we want like 3 days before the season ends. We have to do it before the season starts and then DM him for the codes midway through the season. So I mean, it is so much. The problem with it is that last season we had one of the like biggest code deals that I've ever seen. In one go, we were sent like 35 codes, which is too much for me to handle. It was actually relatively fine. It was more the fact that Wiz just like, the fact that he had to make all those codes is just, it's crazy to me that, you know, like how does he keep track of what is used and what is not? It's unbelievable. So we're trying to keep it on the low end, so we'll see. But I'm going to be sent all the codes for EU and OC, so in reality there's going to be like maybe 60 to 100 codes for like every 3 months. So there's so much I have to keep track of. There's going to be like 30 skull bandanas like every 3 months just coming into my DMs, which is going to be quite crazy. But, you know, we'll do it. We'll get them all out to the players. But yeah, there's really no other questions that are actually like decent in this forum. Jet, I swear to God, don't actually go to the forum and answer anything and just start spamming responses. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is normally like the length of these episodes. They're about 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's all I have.
How often do we do TideCast? How often is it?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. For those who are new, I know there's a lot of new members. It seems like TideCast just sort of happens. It's actually on a schedule. So basically, we schedule it so that we do it every 2 weeks, either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or a Thursday. There's occasional Thursday, so sometimes we do it. So this is like really rare, but the reason why we did it today is because the Twitch drops yesterday, and we didn't think that we were going to get a bunch of viewers. And even now, we're not getting a bunch of live viewers, but we get about 200 viewers after. So when these get uploaded onto YouTube, which is crazy. Yeah, follow us on our socials. We'll get them all up on the thumbnail. I think you'll, if you're watching this now, after it was live, you're gonna see the Instagram, the Twitter, the Discord, the all of the Twitch. Oh my God, there's so much, but you'll see it all.
We could also probably just put them in the description of the video.
Yeah, we'll get it all up. We have a new description for all of our videos now that is going to include social media and our Discord servers. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah, I don't know what else to add. I know TideOC, we didn't really touch on it, but TideOC and TideEU are completing. Actually, TideEU just finished their season, and then TideOC is going to be completing their season this week.
So I noticed that there's like the events manager is just an exclusive to the main league. And I DM'd you about it. You said something about like with the new season that it's gonna be different and stuff. With the events manager.
Yeah, it's still to be determined, but I think we're probably just gonna keep it exclusive to this because we want to have all the events mained here because this is the main server. But like in OC, there's like a bunch of off-season events that Andy coordinates and T-Gamer does.
Mm-hmm.
And then pre-league is just its own thing. I literally have no, like, I can't tell anybody about what it's going to be about because we legit have not completed it because Collision kind of left us hanging. He just sort of like quit, and this was his idea, and I only got like half of the information needed to complete this. So I mean, I'm still talking to him about it, and he'll help me until we get it up and running. But like after that, he's gone. Like we have no support, and I think Y is also gone. So we might look for Collision to either step up and come back, or
the WhaleSharkers.
yeah, he's gone, man.
Yeah. By the way, can we do a quick shout out to Andy? Because I'm not sure where exactly he lives, but like for me, he's consistently staying up to like 1 to 2 a.m. to do like
Oh yeah, he's
Like,
well, he's
Does not have a
actually
life.
he's in Mountain Time. He lives in Canada. So
okay,
for
so
him right now,
that's,
it's
that's still
actually
up to like 12. Like,
it's
and then that's going to
7:55,
1.
and I know for me when I do Shelly Go See games, I'm up until I think 1. But Tide OCE games are the latest OCE games, so it goes Shelly Go See games first, and then Tide OCE games. And I know that whenever I am like just sort of lurking at like 3 a.m., Andy's still in there doing games at like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just like, I have no idea how he does it, but he does it. So yeah, he's the main person. Tide OC is like one of the biggest leagues by itself. Like no questions asked. It has like 830 members, I think.
Yeah,
So
it's
that league alone is almost at 1,000 members. Might even surpass Tide League. I doubt it, but you never know, honestly. But yeah, it's crazy what he does over there.
I wish you would do these more often because, like, if I got any questions, this is when I have to ask you because you don't respond to your DMs. Like,
Yeah, I have a bad habit, and I said I would start responding to them more, but I kind of just like didn't. But it is what it is. I have to be completely
I
honest.
send you nitro in your DMs that you don't even respond.
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't even see that for quite a while. I just didn't check my DMs for quite a while. Even now, like I have, I think like 20 something unopened DMs. So I do have to check like all of them.
League, I got like 10, 20 DMs a day, so I understand. But
Oh, I wish,
you gotta
dude.
work on your New Year's resolution, Whale.
It would be easier if I didn't get so many DMs, but there's so
I'm
many.
so happy I don't run the server.
Yeah, dude. Dude,
So happy I don't own
it
that
is a
league anymore.
painful experience. But it's fun.
that I owned
It's
it,
fun.
my
I'm also
reputation
so
just
happy
got
you don't
worse.
own that league anymore. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what else.
yeah, I think that's probably it then. Should we just do the outro now?
Yeah, I already
What
told you
song
guys
do
the
you
leak,
think?
so yeah, we have no song. I don't know. We should get like a band to play like a TideCast intro,
We should
outro
get
song.
and
I think that's been mentioned before, and we just have not. Like, we just thought it was a joke, and But yeah,
I like the idea we already have a little jingle to
yeah.
sound. Maybe not like lyrics and stuff, but it's just
Honestly,
like a
yeah,
little,
like just a cringy jingle. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Honestly, I think we should do. I think we should demote FBI back to server manager and demote Dancing because I don't think he needs admin just because like he's not like in.
He's not admin.
No, I'm talking about
FBI server manager is admin either way. Like Danzig has more
Yeah,
perms
I
than pretty
remember
much
when I had
everybody.
it for-
We're
I
not
had
gonna
server-
publicly
No, I just
talk
remember when I
about
had.
emotions.
Okay. I just remember when I had server manager for like I don't know, probably a minute, and I actually had admin perms. You can see every channel. It was the best moment ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much channels here that are like private.
Lasted for
So
like 1 minute. I was just scrolling through all the people banned, trying to see who got like how many bans there were. There were like 300 people. It was so funny. And then in the middle of doing that, my screen just like switched, and I lost all my perms. I was like so confused.
yeah, I mean, pretty much all the work is done in the staff server. We don't really do
That's
much
pretty
here.
good.
But yeah, our staff team is like actually, I'm pretty certain it's the biggest out of any league. There's actually
It's complicated.
there's almost I think 120 people in the staff server alone, which is actually insane.
We could start our own league there.
I do, yeah. We could literally start a league. I'm pretty sure the staff server is bigger than some of the sub teams in this league.
Haven't we been doing staff scrims? I think we have, haven't we?
We've done quite a few staff scripts actually. But it's mainly the admins because Blank got his FPS boost, and so did Double. So like me and him have just been like absolutely destroying the managers. although Shark got an FPS boost, so that's gonna be pretty deadly. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Um, there's gonna be a lot of announcements over the next few days and over the next week, so just stay tuned. That's really all I can say. There's not much else I can say because why would we announce it if we already announced it? You know. So yeah,
Also, WhaleShark, why do you have like
you'll have to see.
no roles? Like you do way more than just the stats team.
Yeah, I used to have all the reaction roles. I took them away because it was annoying and I didn't really want to get pinged.
But also, like you do a lot more for staff roles. Like
Yeah, I mean, I guess I technically could add like every single staff team role, but I actually don't really do much. It's really all done for me. Like this trailer, I'm just sort of like giving my own personal input, but other than that, like it's really being done for me. Speaking of the trailer, right after this, I'm gonna have to go and work on it with Sauce and a few other editors. But there's a lot more that we are going to unveil. There's oh, I will give you another leak, guys. There's one more leak. This is something that is huge. Pretty much what it is it is a special stream mod. Actually, it's not even a stream mod. It's just a mod for Shell Shockers, privatized to referees. Basically, what it is it will do stats and pretty much do everything that 3 people would do all by itself. So we could have a completely random stranger get in the game with this, and the stream or the mod would just do everything. So this is something that is
basically half of you are losing your jobs and perms.
no, because we still need people to operate it. Remember,
I know.
Wait, so I won't lose my job, right?
commentators will never lose their job.
That's gonna be
Events team
if you
will
lose
never
your
lose
job,
their
it's gonna be
job.
unrelated, Drippy. So
You know,
But
if
stats
it's
team,
the
we
events
might
manager,
cut down on the amount of stats team members, and we might cut down on the
Right.
amount of referees we have. So we
you
might
know,
keep
I
it to
have say,
like
there's
a
only,
few
like,
major
a few
ones.
stats team members that I actually think are gonna do a good job. Like as much as I hate to say this, I think Nova's a pretty good stats team.
Yeah, I would say
He's
same.
That's for my league.
yes.
I hate to say that, but
Because basically, so a lot of people are confused about that suspension. When it comes to staff itself, there is really 2 types of staff. There is server staff and there's game staff. So what we meant by that suspension is Nova can't get like moderator or manager. They can still be a ref. They can still, well, actually, I'm actually not sure about ref, but they can still do stats and they can still do any other thing, but they can't exactly become a moderator. They are permanently suspended from doing that. But you know, it is what it is. But that's basically all I have. Season 5 is gonna be really
if
fun.
you guys are ever thinking about deleting the events team manager role,
Oh, we're not.
you're
We're
gonna take
not.
it to court. All right, we're
You
taking
guys
this
are
to
doing a general
court
chat right now.
because I am
Or-
never letting this role get deleted. All right.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's never getting deleted. It's all good.
Well,
Alright,
take a
that's-
peek in general chat right now.
Peek in
look at the bottom
general
messages.
chat.
Yeah.
I have not looked in general chat in quite a while.
That's an odd thing to say.
Uh,
Let's scroll all the way down. What we got? With your that's one of your server
Interesting
managers, by
chat.
the way.
Interesting chat. Wow. Yeah, that's basically it. This went a lot over, so my computer is to the point where it just cannot handle it.
That's been over an hour at this point.
Yeah.
Only.
But yeah, that's basically it. That's all I really have. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode, and yeah, have fun in
Gotta
season
do
5.
this more
This
often.
this actually might be the last time that everybody hears my voice before season 5. Because I'm not
Alright,
actually
it's
I'm
not-
not
it's gonna
I'm not gonna be
change.
the one in the season 5 announcements video. It's gonna be someone else. So
You know for a fact Will's gonna be a little hermit until then. But
I will edit it, but I will not have my voice in it because I want to give a chance to some others. But yeah, that's basically it, and we will see you guys in the
Alright,
next
just,
episode.
just one last thing.
See you
Whale,
guys.
respond to your DMs. All right.
Yep, that's my New Year's resolution.